Welcome to Keep Dreaming, Episode 4. It's a podcast about dreams, the video game and creation engine for PlayStation, and the community that brings it to life. And the slice of community that I have with me today is ApesOnFire, a.k.a. April, and MrCaseyJones, the one in the glasses.
Exactly.
ApesOnFire, if you're not familiar, is a Twitch streamer, is a Emmy. I almost gave you an Emmy. An Impy nominated Twitch streamer at the second annual Impys. MrCaseyJones, creator of the Opposite Day series, and six-time Impy nominee, which is only one fewer than I have. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great.
Welcome to here.
Very well, thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you. I know I've never talked to April voice to voice before. I don't know if Casey and I have we like actually spoken? Overwatch. There we go.
But it was with a party, you know.
You did a post MP stream, and Casey joined.
Oh, that's right. I was a guest for a
Chit-chat.
little bit.
I have been lucky to talk to a lot of dreamers. I certainly have. So, April and Casey, why are they here together?
Dunno.
The April and Casey Show, of course.
Oh, of course.
Can you explain to our listeners what is the April and Casey Show? How did it come to pass? When did this occur?
I think, what was the first thing that we played? It must have been Dreams, right?
Probably.
It's been a while.
Did we do anything before that Halloween? You did a Halloween show. We must have.
Oh,
You know what?
Right. Yeah, that was the
I think
first
we
thing
also-
that we did.
We might have played some Overwatch 2. I mean, Overwatch 1, 2.
Yeah,
well.
it was little bits that sort of led us to what is now ultimately the April and Casey Show. So last year I did an 8-hour Halloween stream.
Whoa.
Which I did a Little Dreams segment as well, where I ate pizza and I actually got Casey to do like share play remote, and then he he then created something in Dreams whilst I ate pizza, and everyone sat and watched. So it was a nice little break for me.
On your profile?
Yes.
I was share playing. Yeah, imagine the delay across the entire United States and then across the Atlantic with motion controls in edit mode. Whew, a little tricky, but...
Has this little piece of history been published?
I think it has, and it's funny because sometimes I get comments on it, and people are like, "Oh, this is a great creation," and I'm like, "Yeah, thanks." I'm such a good Dreams creator.
Is it Halloween thing?
house. Yeah,
It was.
it's like a shack or a cabin.
Oh, I just brought it up on stream for for anyone who's watching.
You found it.
A cabin with some green light and a skeleton pops out of it. It's a nice
So
little
how
scene.
long? I think it was like a 30-minute challenge sort of thing. I think you did that in
Essentially.
maybe half
But
an hour.
I didn't make everything. I just assembled it and lit it and the tiniest bit of animation. It was kind of a tutorial to show people on Ape's stream, just more about how you can do stuff real quick in Dreams.
And it was a nice little chill break from the horrors of Resident Evil.
Ooh.
And what else was I playing? Outlast.
Outlast,
Scary games.
and then later PT, yeah.
Yeah. So how April and Casey Show? I don't know. We just enjoyed playing video games together, and we thought let's start playing some co-op games. Or sometimes we have gone and checked out a whole bunch of stuff in Dreams, which we'll do like a little sort of co-op stream together. Basically, I'll share play the screen, and we like to play sort of like puzzle, escape room, mystery sort of games, and we can work those out together. So it's fun.
You didn't play Lock together, did you?
No.
Oh, have either of you played Lock?
I
Yeah.
I haven't finished it.
Okay. That's a very common answer, unsurprisingly.
Yeah, I
It's
think
massive.
I got stuck.
It's an experience. You can always look up a walkthrough if you want,
A what through?
a run through.
A lock through?
It's
Right
brilliant.
there.
I did not know what he was looking for.
Right there.
Right there for the taking. So if someone wants to catch the April and Casey show, how would they go about finding this elusive
Do
creature?
not hold your breath, because it's a pretty random occurrence. When we do decide to do it, it will either be on my channel or it might be on Casey's channel. On Casey's channel, we have played some dice games, which we're also quite big fans of playing Yahtzee.
Whoa.
And Casey, look at that. Casey loves dice.
It's
I
fun.
think our Yahtzee streams are actually very exciting, but I'm not sure how everyone else feels about that.
I looked on a little Yahtzee, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was quality entertainment.
Good.
Yeah. It's fun because with, Twitch has this new predictions thing, and it's perfect for 1 versus 1. It's, who's going to win? Person
Nice.
A, person B. It's great. Except it only, obviously we have our own separate channels, and so whoever's, usually IRL stuff, like Dyson, is on my, so you're kind of only doing my channel points, but you're still, it's fine. It'd be amazing if you could do somehow cross. I don't know.
I think
Just
the
make a new channel.
best April and Casey show that we have done was possibly the pre-Impy show that we did. That was a good one, especially because we got raided by someone. No, we didn't. People just turned up. We had like 100. Yeah, of course we didn't get raided. Wait, I think I'm getting confused. I was just confused why there was like 180 people there.
Wow.
It was more than we expected. And then we raided the actual pre-Impy show. Ours was like the pre-Impy show. Raiding the pre-Impy show into the Impy Awards. And then we had your one afterwards. But that was a good fun one, wasn't it?
I got the runoff raid from you guys. That was amazing. I'm getting happy vibes just hearing you talk about it again. I mean, the part where I was doing an after show, that is always a total blur, and it was filled with joy and also regret and everything. But watching you two before the show was just relaxing and just such a lovely vibe. And yeah, do you think you might do it again? I mean, we're early. It's a little early, but I have a feeling Mr. Casey Jones has been thinking about the next Impies, perhaps.
I mean, we can make this episode of Keep Dreaming the pre, and then so on and so forth. I mean, I don't know.
It's the
Could be fun.
ultra pre Impies show.
Yeah,
We don't know how
we
many
actually-
pre's, It might become a trend. There might be 1,000 other streamers that do Impy pre-shows between now and the Impies.
That's the thing, is that if we are going to do it again, kind of feel like we have to ask people if they're all right with it. Like, do you want us to do this again? There might be somebody else out there who's already planning to do a pre-Impy stream. I think last year it was just by pure luck that we decided, let's do something before. And you were like, I'm going to do something afterwards. It was like, oh, okay, this all works out well. So there wasn't really any clashing between people that had planned to do streams.
And we have our own awards that we gave out, the Flamin' Fez Awards. So
True.
we should probably keep that tradition alive.
Yeah, I think we should.
Can you tell me who took home some of those flamin' fezzies? Can I call them that?
You may.
Thank you.
Well, I'm 50%. If Apes agrees that you can call it that, then it's official. You can call it that. But
Flamin' fezzies, are we okay with that, April?
Yeah, totally. It's
Okay,
fine.
good. So who took them home?
Yeah, we had some winners. I think we had a Flaming Fez for most bears in a game, which are choco fun took the prize for
Mhm.
that. We also gave out awards to I think
There was
Garby got one.
I can't blame you. I can't blame you. It's been
it's
a while.
it was mostly like, very in jokey with people from Apes Chat, um, like best mod on Apes' channel and things that people say or introduce themselves when they come into the chat, so it was very for a smaller audience. Not to say that Apes'
It
audience is small, but
it was a bit biased.
yes.
If you've been hanging out in the chat for quite a lot around about that time, you basically just got an award.
Metzger claiming the best mod, Flaming Fez.
Hmm.
Good job, Metzger.
And the beauty of Dreams was you can do so. Dreams has a million applications, and one is essentially like a PowerPoint presentation. Like, you have the remote you can wire, or the controller you can wire up to, show the next slide or piece of text or scene. So it was very easy to I made the scene, and then April was able to control it for her because she hosted the stream. And so on her account in Dreams, she could, time it how she needed to. And
It's really fun, right? Like,
yeah.
I did a similar thing for this year's after party. I didn't really use Dreams that way, but the first one I did, I had it set up with scene, like I was kind of using Dreams like OBS, like it was switching scenes and stuff, and it was really, as someone who's done like video work, it was really exciting to sit here with a PlayStation controller and play technical director, like. One in the endless line of things you could do with Dreams.
Yes. And who knows what else we'll find use for Dreams for in the future.
Lena wants to say hi.
Hello?
Hi, Lena. April and
Kitty?
Casey, say hi. She's going to stubbornly remain off camera. But I have a question for April.
Oh no. I just seen what you have up on the screen.
Oh, no.
What have you done?
This has just been awkwardly sitting up here on the screen for a while.
Oh, no.
This wasn't my question, but since you mentioned it, would you
How
care
have you
to
not given it a
explain?
thumbs up?
I wanted to save it for the show. It's a moment. It's a real moment. Would you care to explain this self-portrait? I'm not even going to try and describe it for the listeners who aren't watching this in a visual format. I'm going to let you do that. What are we looking at?
This is one of the first things that I ever made in Dreams. And I was just sort of showing off my artistic talents in a unique style. And I really feel it says a lot about my personality. And I thought, after I'd finished it, I thought, you know what? The world needs to see this. This needs to be publicly available for everyone to enjoy.
I agree.
I mean,
more
the
graphic
mixture
than I
of-
realized at first as well. A little more detail than I expected. Yeah.
I mean, you go to a museum, you look at a sculpture, you're not going to go, "Oh, that is so lewd." It's like, come on, this is art.
Yeah.
Is it
Obviously.
remixable? Did I release it as remixable?
Oh, yes. Oh,
Well,
yes,
there
you did.
go.
There we go then.
I smell
If
a
anyone
community
wants to-
challenge in the works.
Yeah, I was gonna say if anyone wants to do anything with that, you're most welcome to.
We haven't done a DreamX challenge in a few weeks, but this makes me reconsider. As long as we're going here, let's address Mr. Poopy Jones, another creation.
So yeah, everyone was doing. There was like that little trend for a while that everyone was doing, like sculpts with just what is it? The
Cube smears?
Help me out here. Cube smear, thank you. Everyone was doing a little cube smear trend, and I thought, yeah, let me just try and be an expert dreamer again. And
Do I have 3 eyes?
I think someone edited this as well and put a fez on the head. I think it might have been Dorian, or I can't remember who it was, but someone has edited him and gave him a little fez. So it could be
here we go. It was
real.
the Twitcher.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, Twitcher. Thank you.
The Twitcher made a slight improvement.
There it is.
Complete with tassel. Yes, for the listener at home, I'm looking at a starting platform, and on it is a toilet, and on that toilet is a cube smeared individual that we are to believe is CaseyJones, and and this one is wearing a fez. I love these. And as long as toilets are already the topic of conversation, I want to say that I have a channel point command on my channel that I think it's a little bit inspired by Apes on Fire.
It is?
Yeah, see, you have how many commands do you have on your channel that are related to farts?
Oh, there's a variety of farts.
Is there
I think
2 at the moment for the
At
normal
one
channel
point,
point rewards?
yeah, at one point, I think there was 5 different farts, and I was always being told that the farts were too expensive. I had to free the farts. So we've had a couple of special occasions where it's been half price farts.
Ooh.
And people have thoroughly enjoyed that. At the moment, sort of calmed it down. We've just got a couple of classic farts.
Mm-hmm.
But
A refined
you know what?
selection.
It might be time to mix it up again and get some fresh farts. So are you trying to say that you have a fart sound, or do you just maybe just do a fart?
I mean, I couldn't just take your bit and use it. So I had to put a little spin on it. And so if maybe you're familiar with a bug in Dreams where when you type something, if you have a USB keyboard plugged into your PlayStation and you type something on it, it'll trigger the last sound that was played with every keystroke. And so I have a channel point redemption called Keyboard Farts. So I just, whatever, you can only do it when I'm dream shaping. So it's a special thing. And I just bring in a fart sound, play that, and then we just wait until I type something. And then it usually catches me by surprise. I start typing, hear farts, and it's a little bit of joy in my day.
That's funny. Does it still type out what you wanted to type out?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's still very functional.
Yes, yeah. I think one of the reasons it works, or this bug could happen in the first place, is you can actually play a USB keyboard, typing keyboard, like a piano. Mm-hmm. Like, I think the top 2 rows of letters are kind of laid out like piano keys, where so not every button you press will you get that fart, but most of them, enough of them.
It's perfect. A perfect creation, or a perfect game. Whatever Dreams is, they thought of everything.
So yeah, I wanted
Casey
to thank you for that, April.
Sorry, to carry on with the farts. Casey also has some farts on his channel, but he is the commander of the farts, and they only come out to play when he presses a special button.
Oh.
Have you seen his what do you call it? Button doodad, his button thing. The button machine, Casey.
Button doodad, yeah.
Button doodad. Ooh,
I just built a soundboard out of a aluminum briefcase and
I love
stuck a whole bunch of buttons on there, and depending on how I feel, I will assign various farts to the buttons and perform it like a
symphony
music piece,
I think the difference between the way each of you handles farts says something. Casey, April trusts her viewers with the farts. I mean, perhaps they're overpriced. You know, you got to put a limiter somewhere in there, but she trusts the people to know when it's time for a fart. Casey, I wonder if you could build that same sort of trust with your audience. Do you think that's possible for the future?
No offense to all my viewers, but they don't know the perfect timing for a fart. You know?
I'm one of those viewers.
But you know, like, it just feels more comfortable. You know, like, I'm sure a lot of people, when they're in the passenger seat, they're just, you know, like, don't drive. No, you should have signaled sooner. That's kind of the same thing with me. It's like, let me take care of this.
To close out the trilogy of creations I've pulled together, there's one more on April's Dreams page called Mr. Toilet Flyer, which sounds farty, but when I click on it, it looks just perfectly cute and innocent. What's going on here?
Okay. So the story behind this is inspired by a creation by D. Twilet, as some of you like to say. D. Twilet, cute little creations, otherwise aka J Combat. And I basically just copied what he did. This was just a learning experiment, basically. I learned how to make those fluffy clouds, and I was quite proud of myself. And I think he liked it too.
Aw. Yeah, we're looking at some clouds and a little cute elephant in an airplane that look like they're on a carousel, that's not the word for it.
Mobile?
A mobile. Yeah.
Mobile. I've just realized that I was wondering, I was like, why haven't you brought up my Halloween track? I mean, that's much better than this, but then I remember it's private.
Oh.
I know.
Well, maybe we can get an exclusive on the show next time you're on. I mean, if you're by your console right now, you could add me as collaborator. I mean, if this is something that the world needs to hear, like, we could make that happen.
It's pretty good if you want to have a sneak peek.
I mean, it's a podcast, so yeah, I think everyone will appreciate it.
With the Mr. Toilet Flyer, you can really see the advancements that ApesOnFire has done, because I believe it's 100% hers in this creation. You know, her self-portrait was early in the career. What would you early on, and then
Dynasty?
Look where we've come, and it's only going up.
I actually thought of D. Tolier when I saw this. I hope that makes you happy to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Well, my work here is complete then.
Did you show Ape's self-portrait? Asks Wargarble.
Oh, yes.
Oh, the one that someone else made, right? Or are you talking about her own self? Or her
The
self-portrait?
one that I made.
Yeah, her self-portrait. No, yeah.
Has it
Yes,
it traumatized you so much that you've your brain has just tried to get rid of it already?
I thought of a non-self-portrait that someone else made of you that I saw last night when I was looking looking for your stuff. But yes, we did show this, Wargarble, and it deserves to be shown again. Oh, I didn't notice the back of the head the first time.
Yeah, almost xenomorph like.
That's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Xenomorph all the way.
Do this. If I just send this to you, will you be able to see it?
If it's private, you need to go to the.
It's unlisted, so you should be able to send it.
Oh yeah, then you could just send it to me.
Because it's part of the train. So.
Ooh.
I'm so glad that Casey is here and helping me. He has been my little helper in the dreams world in many different ways. Casey puts together a collection of new stuff and things for me to check out every Friday, and every time that there is some sort of dreams activity going on, I'm not sure what the word is, but yeah, community challenge sort of thing. Casey's there to help me put something together. So I'm very grateful.
Yeah, as I understand, he has been recognized for his helpfulness.
It was a surprise when I received the nomination for most helpful. It was not one that I thought about, but then that really changed my thinking, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna lean into that. I'm not obviously the most knowledgeable of dreamers, but I can whip something together, and anybody who has my skill or is just learning can benefit from my approach, I think. So yeah, really, since that nomination, I've thought about that differently.
Well, I was happy to see you nominated because it's less obvious. I think you are a helpful dreamer, but I think we tend to think of people who make tutorial videos and things like that, like people who are more visibly, helping the masses, right? I mean, Casey likes to focus on an individual, like the masses. The masses get enough of his attention.
Thank you.
Casey is super helpful. Sorry, Mrs. Bione's in the chat.
I was gonna say that's what I saw. I was gonna say Casey is so inspirational that he's even inspired Mrs. Keld Biones to get an air fryer.
Mm-hmm. And what have we done with that air fryer? More, I would say. Oh, excuse me, Casey. Greater than 50% of the meals cooked in the air fryer have consisted of nachos.
Ooh.
Yeah. We got the Ninja air fryer. It's got a pretty wide basket. Just enough to fill with nachos and stuff 2 people. It's pretty good.
I have not done. But
You've not done nachos?
Great.
What is your go-to in an air fryer?
I like just making French fries. Like literally, I cut potatoes and throw them in. I don't really like.
That's
It can be that simple. Now, obviously, it would be better to, soak them in a briny bit of water for a bit and then let them dry and do some other stuff. But if you want to just get some fries real quick, it depends a lot on the dip.
And I do.
Yeah, it can be very quick and easy, and cheap. How much is a potato? All you need is a potato.
$35.
Yes,
I believe.
Potato, a knife, air fryer, electricity, and there you go.
And a outlet to plug it into, and then you need an infrastructure to power that outlet. You're also going to need you're going to need roads and some transportation to get the potato to the grocery store.
Well, I mean, hey, what if you got dirt around your house? You can probably grow some potatoes.
Don't forget the air.
Oxygen.
Ooh, shoot.
And carbon
air
dioxide.
Fryer.
I mean, I think both of those are integral in their own ways. Oh, and the air. So no, you're right. I thought of
the air fryer. Yeah.
The air for the fryer itself.
We take it for granted.
Yes.
So I sent you my ghost train. So this is another example of how helpful Casey is. I don't know. Have you received my ghost train?
I have.
Oh, fabulous. Yeah, so this is another one that Casey helped me with. I pushed all the buttons myself, and we just did a PlayStation party. I shared my screen, and Casey was able to teach me some new tricks in dreams. You can see what I came up with.
All right, let's see. You're not going to hear it in the Discord, just FYI.
I'm a spider. Here I go. I'm jumping. Whee!
Whoa. So many spiders. We're on a ghost train ride. And the walls here are covered in spiders and spider webs. The floor is lava.
Wow.
There was a person trapped in a spider web. That was that
Who
sound.
is that person?
Who was that person? I don't know. Who was that person, Casey?
It's me.
Who knows?
That was you?
Well, which
I-
spider web?
Which spider web?
I'm a spider. Here we go.
There was a lot going on in here.
I'm the one that's stuck in the spider web like this, and that is my character that was made by Andy. And then Casey's caught in a spider web by the queen spider at the end.
Oh.
Pixel Tuners.
She wanted to
Pixel
snap.
Tuners sculpted me.
No. Oh, that's spider web. I was going to ask, why do you have a crocheted Afghan across your legs?
Well, what are spider webs but silk crocheted Afghans, you know?
They are nature's Afghans, are they not?
Yeah.
That was really good, April. I'm glad you did
Again,
one.
we're seeing the advancement of the skills.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's just the latest example.
We're getting that.
I know that April will be leaving the show a little bit early, so I'm gonna come back to you a few times here, and I was just curious. I know that you started streaming before Dreams, like before you ever played Dreams. You were doing some streams, right?
Uh-huh.
This is not leading up to a to a gotcha question. But now I'm wondering what should I know? What happened before Dreams? No, I was just curious. I was curious what brought you to streaming in the first place. Since, like, for me, I'm really sitting here because of Dreams. Like, I wouldn't be streaming if it weren't for Dreams. And I'm curious. I'm curious what brought you to streaming. What made that interesting? And if you have any favorite streamers who inspired you or anything like that.
Yeah. I've always enjoyed playing video games, and not really with the whole famous streamers that inspired me. I never, still don't really watch any other people stream apart from obviously people in like this community hanging out. So it was something that I knew about, and I actually went to this event one time when I used to live in London, where there was a bunch of like indie games all set up, and people could just go around and just play games. And I ended up in this one random room playing this game, and there was just people around. So it was like I was doing just like a live Let's Play with actual physical people, if you remember those days. And yeah, it was really fun. And then my friend was like, "Oh, you were super funny doing that. You should do like live streaming and stuff." I was like, maybe. And then I think maybe like 2 years later,
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, let's give that a go." I think I did maybe a couple of very short streams, and then the very first lockdown happened, and I ended up moving out of London and back to my hometown, and I had a lot of spare time, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna play some video games, and you know what, let's stream them. So it was very basic, just streaming directly from the PlayStation, and I just played a bunch of random stuff, but got on into Dreams pretty quickly after I started streaming. It might have only been maybe a couple of months.
How did you find Dreams? Like, where did you see it first?
A couple of friends have recommended it to me.
Oh, nice. Do you have you interacted with them in Dreams? Are they creators in Dreams or?
No, not really. No, it was just a couple of recommendations, and I might have seen the odd YouTube video, possibly with some like weird Shrek creations, you know. So like I'd heard about it.
And that just sold you. You saw those Shreks,
Yeah.
and you said, "I need more of that."
Yeah, that was it.
And I need to share it with the world.
I think Casey came into my stream. Was it the first time that I played Dreams?
I mean, I'm not sure. It very well could have been, because that's usually what I do on Twitch. I just see who's streaming Dreams. I'm not really don't really go and search. I just kind of, my bookmark for Twitch is just on the Dreams game page.
Yeah.
So I probably just, probably was.
I can't remember, but it makes a nice story. So the very first time that I streamed Dreams, Casey turned up in my chat.
Casey.
Yeah. And someone else in my chat who may or may not be watching this now was like, "Oh my god, it's MrCaseyJones." And I was just like, "Oh, what? This okay." And then it was like, "Oh, check out the games." I was like, "Yeah, okay. All right. I'll have a look." So I played the first Opposite Day. I was like, "Yeah, that's good. All right.
Yeah.
So let's play the next one." So I played the next one. I was like, "Yeah, also pretty enjoyable. Quite liked it." So I gave it a thumbs up. and then yeah, that was it. And then Casey obviously has been doing streaming, so I would just pop over and say hello on his channel, and then after a while I made you a mod. And then you asked me to do some voice acting in Opposite Day.
Casey, how do you feel about being snubbed for best mod at the Flaming Fez Awards?
As the person who set up the category in that Dream kind of slideshow, I may have included myself for a brief second and then crossed my name out. So, I guess I technically got the award for a split second until I chose to cross my own name out. And then Animation B even was on there for a second, crossed his name out. He was too new. And we give it to Metzger, who, as he likes to say, was the first mod. So. And earned my stripes.
The first and the best.
Of course.
Naturally.
April, can I ask, is now that you've seen so many things people have made in Dreams, and you've started making a little more stuff on your own, you've done voice acting in Dreams, is there anything that you want to make in the future? Anything that you have your sights set on in Dreams?
Wow.
Or maybe anything that you just want someone else to make for you?
Well, I was really, really happy that I got, it's been super helpful that I got my capture of myself made by Andy. That's also going to be used by Casey in an upcoming Opposite Day game.
Oh, really?
Might be ruining all Casey's secrets. We'll see.
I might have mentioned it.
I did have a great idea for a game that me and Casey said we were going to make together. Unfortunately, I've been really busy and we haven't got around to starting it yet. But it was called Dinosaur Princess. And we just came up with a little fun story about a princess who was a dinosaur and a birthday party and things that they have to collect for the birthday party. Probably got it written down somewhere, but yeah, it was in my brain. It was a masterpiece, wasn't it, Casey?
Of course.
Yeah. So maybe
probably
one
not
day.
gonna be able to find the Animation B puppet. I think it's just for select users.
No, I think. Well, no. If it's private, then you're right.
It's not. Yeah.
Is it unlisted or is it private?
It's just for a few of us to use.
Oh, so I'm trying to go to the genealogy
It's my booth.
and beat you out here.
It's my.
Oh yes.
You can see it in
You
my
can walk
booth.
right up.
My Dreams.com booth.
Found it. Found it. This is a puppet of Apes on Fire by Animation B. I wanted to pull it up since we were talking about it, and since I'm jealous because Andy's done lots of nice things for me. Maybe too many nice things for me, but I still want a Keld puppet by Andy someday.
No rush. I mean, only the lucky few get an Animation B puppet.
I know. His time is precious. That guy
Only
stays
the lucky
busy.
ones.
So, is there there anything you can tell us about how this puppet might appear or not appear in the next Opposite Day game?
I mean, I just don't know when, because usually what happens is I'll have a big idea and the big project, and then, you see that and you'd be like, huh, that's a lot of stuff I have to do to make that happen. And then I have a little idea for a little project. You're like, you know what? I'm going to do that one right now. I'm going to go over there and do that real quick. And so, yeah, lately the little things have taken my attention away. But yeah, I don't really know, like the reveal of what I would use this puppet for, I think is too good. So I'm just going to keep it to myself.
All right, I like that.
I feel like it might be figure outable, but I'm going to let it sit for a while.
I'm going to try and hammer at another crack here and see what we can get out of you. Any teaser, anything you'd like to tell us about if there will be a Keld's Corner in the next Opposite Day game? I know nothing. I know nothing about this.
It might just be a character voiced by you in a corner just to keep the tradition alive. So it might not be thematically, so what I want for the next big Opposite Day is one set in a, medieval-esque land, castles and knights and stuff. So it might not be too, I don't know. It would also be very me to, break the fourth wall, of course, and just. But I'm thinking of having.
I can't imagine you're going to make a straight-faced medieval scene for us to walk through.
Yeah, but I think it'll just be a little more subtle than having a big sign saying Keld's Corner. But the sentiment will be there.
Yeah. Oh, if it's not labeled, I quit. No, I don't. I don't mean that.
I guess I'll have it like written on parchment, nailed to the wall or something.
What can you tell? Maybe you can tell us, since you won't give us a scoop on where April's going to appear in the next Opposite Day. Can you tell us about how she's been involved in the previous ones?
I mean, she has done the voice of Connie. Connie's this weird green pyramid-shaped character.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't remember if Connie always looked that way. It seemed like maybe her teeth used to be less pointy. She used to have some molars. I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about, but obviously when I popped in to Apes on Fire stream the first time, she had her, lovely English accent, which I enjoy and enjoyed. Pardon?
I said, hello.
And I thought, I think she would be a great voice actor, and I just wanted to put her in there. And I thought, this Connie character would be fun.
I must say, the first voice acting I did in your game, it is garbage. But I have gotten better since then. So thanks for, letting me practice at least.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm starting to get the hang of it.
I mean, you've been asked to do voice work in many other Dreams creations.
Ooh, like what?
You.
Like what?
I had a little part in Pig Detective.
What? I knew that.
Yeah. And I've also had parts in Bear Story. Series.
What?
Bear Story 10.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And there might be another Pig Detective game that I'm in.
What?
Maybe
Were
even
you
one that has a demo that you could even hear your voice in.
I was going to say,
yeah.
have we already heard you?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Look, there's a lot of Pig Detective and there's a lot of people's voices in it. So we can't be blamed
That's
for
true.
forgetting that our own voice is in a specific thing that just came out a couple months ago. That's
Mhm.
I don't know how much I'm allowed to say about the Pig Detective.
Oh,
game.
Sebastian and Lottie told me that you can say anything you want. You can divulge
Oh, did
all the
they?
secrets. They told me that specifically. Yeah.
did they? I
Mhm.
think it's already been mentioned, but there might be a slight musical number in
What?
the next one.
That's a
Wow.
good spoil. All right. I mean, look, joking aside, no one reveals anything about Pig Detective games. I'm pretty sure
I
the
think
NDA.
I already spoiled that one. I think
Oh,
I
did you?
accidentally showed it on my stream. The
What?
thing, but I didn't actually play it. No one's heard it. No one's heard it.
What?
It's oh yeah. Well, some people have heard it. Obviously, the people who are involved. Um, but I hope I don't get fired now.
Oh, a musical number. I'm excited for that. Now you've done, you are a bit of a singer, as I understand it. You enjoy singing a tune.
Do
That's a very general way of putting it. What did you start singing in school or church or in the car or in the shower or on
a
stream?
lot in the car. I used to sing in the car all the time. That was
Really?
like my favorite place to sing. With a bunch of CDs, driving some long distance somewhere. Yeah, I always enjoyed singing in the car. But I enjoyed music growing up, and I was in band when I was in my young teenage years, and then I went and studied music at university,
Oh,
and
cool.
then worked as a musician, done session stuff and function stuff, done many birthday parties, things like that, and then for quite a number of years I did full-time busking in London. So
Busking, is that like caroling? What is busking?
it's like street performing, but
Oh,
I
okay.
used to do it on the underground system. So
Really?
people would walk past me and throw like 50 pence, and I'd be like, yeah, thanks.
How was it? Tell me more about that. I want to
great.
know. I have a lot of follow. I want to know what you played in band. I want to talk about singing
So-
in the car, but I really want to know what it's like to do busking. Yeah.
Yeah, it pretty crazy at times, to be honest. So I started off singing and playing guitar on the underground busking, and then I think after a while I would just sort of switch between things. I'd just do some singing, and then I started playing just like electric guitar instrumental stuff, which was fun.
Oh, wow.
With like a bright pink little guitar. I used to really sort of like just play into the girly guitarist thing.
Mhm.
Be like that, playing some fun tunes. So it was really fun. I used to busk a lot in the evening at like 10 p.m. at night till midnight.
Wow.
Because people can be a little bit more generous after they've had a drink or two.
So I've heard.
So it's quite a lucrative time to go out and do it.
And then there's people like Casey who are very helpful without a drink.
Can be.
What kind of music did you play? Did you play cover songs, or were you playing any original stuff in that setting?
It was all cover songs. The kind of the way that a lot of buskers do it is you find out which song is making you the most money,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll just play that song.
That was my
over and
next
over and over
question.
again.
What song makes the most money?
Stand By Me, when I used to sing and play Stand By Me, that
Mhm.
always made me a really decent amount of cash. So I would do that one a lot. And when I did the instrumental guitar, I'd just do like modern pop stuff like Bruno Mars and Charlie Puth,
Mhm.
The Weeknd. Those were kind of like my main go-to tracks to do that people really enjoyed.
When I imagine being slightly tipsy and walking into the subway at 11:30 at night and hearing someone singing "Stand By Me," with all that reverb and everything, that makes me goosebumpy. That's I'm taking money out right now, and I don't even have any, but I want to throw some at you. Hi, Lena. I don't know how distracting that is to those in the Discord chat, but Lena is She is full of energy today. Hi.
I can hear just a slight little in the background.
Here, it's about to get louder. Lena.
Uh-oh.
I'm
about to get
fine
loud.
with that.
Lena
I
is the
love cats.
perpetual guest. I'm sorry, and sometimes she likes to interrupt.
She's the true guest of honor.
So, all right, I'm sorry, but I really want to stay with busking.
I feel bad because I thought we were supposed to be talking about dreams.
Oh, we're not. We're supposed to talk about whatever we like.
Okay.
Whatever we like. And this is something about April I didn't know, and now I'm curious to know more. I want to know, busking at 10 p.m. to midnight. Did you have family who were telling you should not do that? Was anyone warning you away, or
Only concerned for my safety. Is
Yeah.
that what you mean?
Oh, either way.
Or do you mean because they disapprove of the, saying like it's not respectable way to make money? Like, how do you mean by that question?
Oh,
Safety or respectability?
Oh, if you have an answer for either, I'll take both. I'm just curious, just because I could see a lot of family disapproving for either of those reasons.
Family didn't disapprove. Family has always been very supportive of me doing music. My dad is a musician and he plays guitar. And yeah, they've always been absolutely fantastic and supportive of me doing music. Safety wise, I did have to really be on guard at that time, but I think it toughened me up. I had people try and steal money from me. I've been threatened by crazy people. Sometimes you get like very drunk people who are just they want a hug. They want people want pictures and stuff. It's really weird. You just get the odd sort of crazy person, maybe a drunk person just collapses next to you and they're just like sleeping there and shouting at you. They mean well,
Yeah.
But yeah, I really had to toughen up and stand my ground and tell people to move on every now and again if they were getting a little bit too close.
I would imagine you learn a lot about being assertive when you're doing something like that.
Yeah.
So I knew where I was going, and then I just blanked, and then I completely blanked.
Basically, I'm a complete badass, so I can look after myself.
Of course.
It's fine.
Have you ever thought about performing music on stream? I know sometimes you'll sing a cappella on stream, but I don't know. Have you ever busted out the guitar?
You probably just seen me sing very badly on stream.
Not quite so. You don't have that singer's posture when you're streaming.
What?
I said you don't maintain that singer's posture while you're streaming. Are you doing video game posture?
You've lost me. But
You lay down when you sing, right? That's
I've ummed and ahed about doing the music, like a proper music stream. I've randomly busted out the guitar a couple of times and sang a bit of a Ghost Fruits song to him.
How does that go?
You do. You do.
It's beautiful. Your pianissimo is on point, April.
I'm all shy. Plus, this isn't the right microphone, and I don't have my reverb, and yeah.
How about for channel points, April? Do you think a channel point reward for just a little set, like,
I feel like it's
5 songs?
I think for me it's just been too serious, And I've done music for such a long time that I've really I just enjoy playing video games and interacting with chat and talking to chat so much that that's just what I've been enjoying doing. And I don't want to embarrass myself, if I, hit a bad note, I'll be like, oh, I have to delete that now. Whereas I don't mind embarrassing myself screaming at my TV screen or having people do farts all over my channel. That's fine.
It is a different type part of my brain as well. Versus like performing music for people versus streaming, and I've not done a lot of like singing and playing on my stream. I've only done it a few times. It's it's weird because it feels like it should be the most comfortable thing in the world. Like I'm sitting in my own room in my own home, playing, that I'm used to being in, that I'm used to hearing my voice in. I've got my reverb, whatever. And you'd think it would be easy, but it's a very different feeling. I enjoy it as a viewer though. Every time I see someone else, playing and singing on stream, it's it's something I really like. So
I would be much more comfortable getting up in front of a bunch of random strangers and singing karaoke.
It's
live
weird, right?
In front of people.
Yeah. Strangers would make me less nervous too. But
I want to hear your music.
Oh dear. Let's save it for the DMs.
You can send me something afterwards. Yeah. We can share links.
Oh, I like this. I think we need a link swap. Casey, you don't have any music on the internet, do you?
I mean, I don't mind busting out a song or two on my stream, but that's because I don't have any training or skill, so I just let it fly. Who cares? Maybe I get the words wrong. Maybe I don't know what a scale, a chord, or notes are, but hey, I'll just go for it. Whenever something in chat reminds me of a song lyric, I'll just do it. I don't care.
Ignorance is bliss.
But then in person, in a room of people I know or family, no, I'm not going to do that. So I'm the opposite.
No musical background.
They have to listen to me.
Do you still keep up? Do you still pick it up and play just off stream? The guitar?
Much as I should. Work. I've been busy. Yeah, I've got a little new musical project I'm starting. So that's been fun, and I'm starting to write music and singing. It's all about finding the right balance, really, with work and streaming and music and social life.
Yeah,
just so popular, so busy.
Well, you and Casey have that in common. Very, very in demand, very popular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Casey, I'm curious if you can tell me a little bit about Calmness Corner. Casey's Calmness Corner. Can you tell me about that as if I have never seen it? Because I haven't.
Let's enter the Calmness Corner right now.
Oh, an immersive experience.
Calmness Center.
Oh, is it? Oh, well, whoever put my notes together is fired.
Let us enter the Calmness Center, which contains a minimum of 4 Calmness Corners.
Ooh.
Take a breath in.
Sounds like a square.
Take one more in. Hold. One more in, and then out.
I feel
we're now in the
more
Calmness
relaxed.
Center. So,
sorry. I keep talking over your calmness. I'm sorry, Casey. I'll stop. You take the show. The show is yours, Casey.
Thank you. So, when there was a community jam for autism awareness, or I forget the actual name of it, but it was to create a game or experience that was good for people who might have high anxiety and and some, autism and various things. So the the prompts were like, muted colors, maybe no flashing, maybe not so challenging. A lot of those prompts, and Autistica Jam. Thank you. And I really enjoyed that. And so I was just thinking, well, okay, I'll just make a simple maze, and to fill the space, I'll just talk over it and just tell the player, hey, there's no worries here. I'm not going to try to make this a hard game for you. If you just want an easy game, just take your time. Everything's okay. And people seem to enjoy that. And I've heard from other people, maybe people on the stream, that I maybe have a calming voice. And if I want to go into a calming mode, I can do that and just read. And so maybe it helps people go to sleep. Who knows? I just want to be of service. And so after that came out, I thought, okay, I'll just expand upon that and just kind of put some things. If you just want to hear me read some poems, maybe you can just pop that on and you can enjoy that. Maybe you just want to breathe with me. Just, Well, I do guide you a little bit. Oh, okay. That
False
gotta
alarm.
let it out.
Yes.
I'll let it out. Maybe just want to hear me say, "You've got it," or something.
This is dangerous because I haven't seen this. I don't know what we could be in for, but I'm gonna play it on stream. I'm gonna play. Oh, it's already calming me. That's a very calm music track. I feel like I want to be encouraged by Casey right now. Let's see.
It can be done.
Ooh. Oh, press X for encouragement.
You've got this.
I should have done this before the show.
Yeah. You are strong.
Emotionally or physically? You have to elaborate, since you can't. The dream won't talk back to me. Which way am I strong, Casey?
Emotionally.
Or is it like physically, like my molecule have a
No,
strong
you are
bond?
not. I mean, it's emotionally.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, this is again what you can do with dreams. You can do anything, which is just like this, just a thing. You hit a button and I say something. It can be that simple. What you choose makes makes the difference. But what if you're having a bit of a stressful time and my voice happens to calm you? There you go. I've filled that tiny little gap in the Dreamiverse, or just in games in general. Here you go. I'm probably not the first person to do this, but for the people who just need that one little thing, there it is.
I wonder where else you might find an experience like this other than dreams.
Maybe like an app on a phone it's probably more fleshed out, there's like Headspace, and I know a lot of those kinds of apps I have to pay a monthly service for. Hey, this is included with dreams. So
Ooh. Casey listens to you when you need someone to talk to.
So you just speak to the screen.
And press X for Casey's response.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now I know you can't hear the dreams feed right now, but I want you to role play, Casey. I want you to role play a dreamer who's come to this stream to talk to Casey and receive a little comfort, just to be heard and listened to.
Yeah.
And I will put in the responses for you.
Hey, Casey, I'm just having a bit of a tough day. Please continue.
Please continue.
My work has been just a mess. I don't know. Good point.
Good point.
Oops. Yes. I
Get it off your chest, Casey. Get it off your chest.
I want to find a new job. Oh, I see.
Oh, I see.
Oh, thank you for listening.
Oh,
Wow.
do you feel pretty heard right now?
I feel like you have listen to me air out my problems. Thank you.
I see a pattern here, Casey. There's you are calming people.
Mm-hmm.
You are helping people.
Mm-hmm.
I think what we haven't really hit on the show today is what's wrong with you. What bad things do you do? Like, I think
He infuriates people with his dreams, asking them to stand on a spot for half an hour.
There we
or
go.
Counting to 500, and then it starts all over again and nothing happens. And I just have to spend so much of my time listening to you count. And I just want the rewards, Casey. We want the rewards.
You know, the reward is listening to me count to 500 and then restarting.
Ooh.
You know, the destination isn't the reward, it's the journey.
The destination is the
Really?
journey.
Boom.
I'm not really a member of the Patience Club.
That's
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. That I think, Casey, you are, you have balanced out your efforts here with calmness and helping, and with frustration and rage. That's very interesting. Maybe it's all helping. Maybe what you know is that some people need a calmness center, and some people need to stand on an X for 20 minutes or press a button 1,000 times to get the same benefit.
I'm catering to all types of dreamer.
I'm trying really hard to spin it for you.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I want to do, is just come. You don't never need to leave my profile, you know? You just look at everything I've created. I've got some little games here. I've got some long experiences that are maybe silly and whatever. I've got a calmness center. I'm a one-stop shop, baby.
Now, I know that April mentioned she needed to be heading out soonish, so don't hesitate.
Yeah.
When it's your moment, April.
Just unplug
Yeah.
the computer.
Yeah, I'd like you.
Shall I just leave?
If
without
you
saying
could,
goodbye?
if you could run away screaming but leave the camera on, I think that would be some nice drama.
Would you like me to calmly, when I'm ready to go, do you want me to just calmly sort of raise my hand?
Yes, and wait to be called on.
Okay. Well, I've still got about 10 minutes, so
10 more minutes
yeah, 10
of
more minutes.
Apes on Fire. Where does your name come from, by the way? Apes on Fire?
It's just a really bad PlayStation Network name that I made when I was 15. My friends call me Apes. Apes is apparently short for April, and I'm on fire.
I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty catchy.
terrible.
Apes is on fire. Is it like that song? This girl's on fire?
I think I made it a lot
Before?
earlier before that came out.
But if you're 15, that was like 5 or 7 years ago.
Right, because I'm that age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were this busking was around the time you were 13? Is that I'm just trying to do the math. The math got very complicated suddenly.
It has. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Okay.
I don't know. For a long time, I thought I should change it. When I started streaming, I was like, "Is this lame? Is this a terrible name?" And then after a while, it was like, "Oh, now everyone knows me in dreams as Apes on Fire." It's too late. It's too late. I'll just stick with it. It's fine. Whatever.
Have you considered changing your PSN to your real first and last name, like a crazy person?
No.
Isn't that a
would do-
weird
oh,
thing
wait.
to do? It's a very
wait.
it's a very strange choice to make. I don't know.
Maybe if your name was cool enough, it could stand on its own.
I'm a little surprised almost that you can get Mr. Casey Jones wherever you want. Now, has anyone swooped in to pick up? Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Don't even.
I shouldn't say it. I'm just thinking about, look, at some point today, we need to talk about your Twitter handle. We have to go there. Now, you used to be iCaseyJones. Okay, so I forgot that you used to be iCaseyJones, so maybe you never had MrCaseyJones on Twitter?
No, some dude who posts once a year about baseball has that or something. You know, I've never reached out because as soon as you be like, you know, like, hey, maybe like, okay, what's your price? You know, and I'm not just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
So I just let it go. And that was a long time ago, before Dreams, before anything, when, you know, maybe now I probably should have pursued that. But, you know, that's just the one that got away. I've had it on everything else. I even have, I don't have anything there, but I got MrCaseyJones.com. Like that, maybe that, you know, for an older person, that seems like really important, but nowadays probably it's like a website. Who cares about that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
How long have you been using your full name as your internet name? Is that always for you?
I really haven't been had much of an internet presence, really. I mean, like my PlayStation username, I only got a PlayStation maybe like 2011, PlayStation 3, signed up for that and decided to go with the Mr. thing. But yeah, really wasn't known online.
What's your first email address?
It's embarrassing, but
You can just tell
it
us the
was
first part
Yahoo.
if you want.
Captain.
Captain?
Capin, if you know, CAPN.
Just
And then some other stuff. And, you know, I don't need to say my email, but it's weird.
Cap'n, some other stuff. Cap'n Casey Jones?
I don't know. It probably didn't have my real name in it.
It's got kind of a ring to it. Interesting.
I've always liked nautical stuff.
Leave everyone here to guess.
Yeah.
Captain Crunch? Yeah.
It's just, we'll see. If you can figure it out, send me an email.
As long as we're in the neighborhood, we're talking about Twitter. Can you tell us, Casey, what your current Twitter handle is, and when you changed it? Just give us the whole spiel. Let's hear it.
There's an award that Media Molecule has called the Impy Awards, and I thought it'd be funny to almost like Babe Ruth calling your shots and be like, I'm just gonna change my username to Impy Winner during the lead up to the second Impy Awards, and I thought it'd be funny, and then of course I knew that there was a slight chance that I might not get it. And then I thought, you know what? That would be funny too. So it's currently Impy Winner, which the joke is I have none. Maybe just a plush one that was not a real Impy, just a nice gift.
It is a cuddly little Impy though. It's pretty nice. Have you ever taken it to bed with you? I just mean like
No.
to sleep with. I mean like
Oh, to sleep with? Yeah.
yeah. Now I need to know. Right now the joke is your handle is Impy Winner, and you have not won an Impy. If you win an Impy, do you change the handle?
I think that if is much larger as the months and weeks go by without me putting out things that are Impy worthy. I've been busy at work and stuff, but I don't think I'll change it. Obviously, the joke would be Impy loser if I win one, but I think I'll leave it no matter what. But
I can respect that.
I don't know about my chances this year. I don't know.
Do you think is there anything about your strategy last year that you think you can improve on this year that might improve your chances of taking one home?
Now, I recommended people, the only thing I said was, hey, vote for Opposite Day 9 for funniest. That's all I said. And then for some reason, Opposite Day 8 was on the ballot, and I was like, wait a second, that one's not quite there. 9 is the one I wanted, and 9 I felt was stronger. So I guess my strategy should be maybe vote for the only opposite day game that came out this year, which is 10, you know?
Is that to say we're not going to see an 11 this year?
Ooh, no, not in 2021.
Oh, wow. So is that just because you're so busy, or is that because it's a bigger opposite day, or?
I think the numbering, and I've said this before on my own streams and stuff, but I think the numbers are going to go away, and it's just going to be, same scale and everything, but, go in a direction like this medieval one. Mm-hmm. It's just going to be a fun little thing, and I don't need to put a number on it. So that might confuse people, but it will be just as grand.
I believe confusing people is perfectly on brand.
Okay, good.
Not a problem confusing people in the Opposite Day series. I was looking at it again last night, and just the Opposite Day collection here. And I like the play in Casey's order. You want to play 1 and then 2 plus 3. Personally, I think you should remove the plus 3 and just let that be a surprise. Just like, and then people who look at the list go, I don't even see where 3 is. So 1 and then 2 and then 6 and then 5 and then the Explorers Day Clubhouse, then 7, 8, the back to 4, then 9 and 10.
Mm-hmm. It gets weird, but I've got a nice guide for the player because obviously if you play through all of them, then you realize, oh wait, that's interesting. You can only access this part of 4 if you learn something from this one. And so ordered it because when 6 was released, there was no 5 at the time, but that has now become lost because 5 and 6 are both out. So there's a lot of stuff that doesn't make any sense. You kind of have to be in the right time, like as it comes out. So as more people start playing Dreams and that time is far in the past, it gets tricky. So I hopefully my guide helps.
Or if you're like me, you'll just completely ignore what Casey says and just play in whatever order.
Mm-hmm. And for anybody, if I ever pop into your stream and you want to check out my games, remember, I'm not being opposite guy in stream, and I'm not going to try to pull a fast one on you. So if I say, oh, skip this part, you don't have to go, you're saying the opposite. It's like, no, I don't want to see this part. And you, plenty of times where I'm just like,
really?
Oh, actually, wait, skip this one. They're like, I don't know. And then it's just like, okay, great. Well, you got to sit through this, huh? Okay, cool.
Wait, which is the one that you have to sit through that you don't want to watch?
4. It's a weird one, especially when people don't know how to get past a certain point because that comes later. It's confusing.
I was about to ask the same question. Like, is that something you've experienced? And then as I was formulating the question, I flashed back to having that exact experience with you. And I think I think perhaps it was earlier on. Like I didn't know, I wasn't as familiar with Casey outside of his games, and he was in chat. And I feel like that's a thing that happened just between you and me on multiple occasions. You're in chat going, no, sincerely, don't do this. Mm-hmm. And I'm going, CaseyJones, you trickster. I don't know if I should believe you. I'm going to do it anyways.
I need, like, on Clerks, I assure you we're open. I need that kind of, but the more times I'm saying, like, no, I'm serious. Mm-hmm. I know, no. For real, I'm super duper serious. It doesn't matter how many. It's just like, oh, yeah, whatever.
Have you tried?
It's kind of hard to.
Have you tried reverse psychology?
Ooh, that probably would work. But then they might see through it and be like, it's kind of, there's no winning.
Yeah. I think Pixel Gorilla is correct. You made that bed.
I have to go. I'm so sorry.
April, thank you so much for being here. It's been lovely chatting with you.
It's been really fun.
Casey, do you want to take just a couple minute intermission here? And
Sounds good.
yeah, and we'll let April depart, and we will be back in just a few.
Bye, April.
Thank you.
Bye, April.
Bye,
Take care.
everyone.
Enjoy your dinner. Give your family a hug. They sound really cool.
I will. Thank you very much. All right, have fun.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
How was your intermission, Casey?
It was great. I was watching the game and seeing the repeats that are there should the player want to stick around and enjoy hearing me and a robot say the same thing over and over again.
I've heard it often.
It's good to just throw on there.
All right, Casey,
Let it go.
I've got a special challenge for you right now.
I'm ready.
Now I know you've been on a couple Dreams podcasts, maybe the Made in Dreams podcast. Have you been on any other ones?
Zebra turtles.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I also did that one. I'm cool too. I'm a cool guy. I know you're used to telling the Opposite Day story. You know, you've been asked before about the origins of Opposite Day, and maybe it feels old hat to rehash it. So I thought,
love old hats.
is it really? I mean, that's not an old hat, right? It's an old style of hat. It's Casey's holding up his fez for the listening audience. I thought, why don't I ask you some questions about Opposite Day for anyone who's not familiar with it, and I would like you to give all your answers in opposites.
No,
Thank you.
that does not sound good.
I appreciate your willingness, Casey, and why don't we move forward? For anyone who's not familiar, tell me about your baby steps in Dreams. Tell me about making the first Opposite Day game. Where did that idea come from? What do we need to know?
So when I first learned about Dreams, so I had never experienced or tried to do anything in Little Big Planet. I heard you were a Little Big Planet creator, were you not? Am I supposed to do the opposite stuff?
Yes. I want all the facts to be completely opposite.
None of the facts?
That's what I want. So you were talking about how much creation experience you had in Little Big Planet. Lots and lots of creation experience in Little Big Planet.
100% experience in LBP.
A master.
Correct. And since I thought the 2D platforming looked super cool, and I loved that you couldn't do first-person games or stuff like that, I dove in and just couldn't get enough. But when I heard Dreams came out, I thought, oh, you can do a whole bunch of stuff that does not sound cool to me. So I did not get excited.
Oh, yeah. I understand your lack of excitement. So this lack of excitement obviously led you to not playing the game.
I mean, no.
Yes, no. Yes.
Maybe so.
Maybe you can tell me how did Opposite Day come to pass?
So today is actually Opposite Day. So actually, what I say now will be correct. It sounds correct, but it's actually going to be opposite for you. So there you go.
Sly dog!
Yes.
Damn it! This guy makes the rules.
So I never got in the beta, and as I was seeing things be made, or just on the MM stream and stuff, I was like, okay, cool. And I started, brainstorming, and I took a lot of inspiration for a project I wanted to do. Like, Desert Bus is famously kind of a joke game, included in a pack of games by Penn and Teller, where you have to drive a bus for 8 hours, and you get 1 point, and you have to then drive the bus back 8 hours. If you crash, you get towed in real time. I thought that was pretty funny. And I thought, you could probably do something similar to that. I didn't want to do a full, 8 hour long thing. My obsession with making the player wait came later. But I thought, okay, I'll make Dessert Bus, where you drive in a Candyland kind of world, similar to certain other games that may or may never come out.
I don't know what you're talking about. Please continue.
And so what I wanted to do was have a scoreboard, which would have, you know, very high numbers, higher than the casual player who just played once. They get to the end, it wouldn't take very long. You get 1 point or something, and just like, how could people have like thousands? And what I would want to do is, you know, because I've formed the Explorers Club in Dreams, because that's what I like to do in games. I don't just stick to the path. I go, I wonder if I could get on top of that building or something like that. And so that's kind of the main thing about this game idea was like, you just kind of, well, I'm driving this maybe like a candy or like a ice cream truck or something. Well, I have full control. I can stop. And then maybe you stop and then go around this little thing. And there's a character talking like, hey, you want more points? Here's what you do. Or stuff like that. A lot of little secrets I wanted to play with that. You know, have people, when they see the scoreboard, they get confused and then maybe piques their interest and they want to, you know, explore a little bit, see how to get this game to see the secrets and figure stuff out. I don't know. That was my big idea, and that kind of, I used elements of that because at the time I didn't really know how to make that work.
So you never made that game.
No, I just used elements similar.
Interesting.
In various other games.
Did you
yeah.
Have you ever seen the Desert Bus remade in Dreams?
I think so, yeah.
I got to be honest, when I watched not the entire stream, but I watched chunks of Gecko streaming that game. And he did the entire trip, and to the creators' credit, I mean they didn't just throw it together and like he did the entire trip and there was an ending. It worked. Chat went nuts. Did you see this at all? Okay, so I think the original Desert Bus, when you reach your destination, the counter goes to 1, right? And then you can make the return trip if you desire to make the counter go to 2, I assume, or do you have to go all the way back and then like make the entire trip?
Yeah, I don't really know.
But yeah, Gecko made the entire trip, and when it finishes, there's like a big build up. It gets real dramatic, and then in giant letters on the screen it says, "You are a loser." And I mean, after 8 hours of build-up, everyone in chat lost their minds, and it was a moment to witness. But it kind of made me sad. It kind of made me sad that like this experience ended with ridiculing the player. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old and soft. But that's how I felt. Do you see yourself taking that? Now that I spoiled the ending, do you think you'll be playing that through anytime soon?
No.
Could you see yourself?
Don't have the time.
Playing the original Desert Bus on stream?
No.
I mean, it seems like a CaseyJones thing to do.
Yeah. I think, but I would feel, because people do it for charity and stuff, it would be kind of weird just be like, I'm just going to do it, and I'll just chit-chat while I do it, but nothing happens. I don't know. I like to do a little bit of, I like to have a robot voice, text-to-speech on when I stream while I'm playing like Apex Legends. I like the challenge of that. Whereas this, the game, sure, you have to steer left a little bit. I don't know. I would rather pick something else, maybe.
I think that would be a very demanding stream. I think that would be more exhausting than playing 8 hours of a multiplayer first-person shooter.
Sure, yeah.
Sit and do barely anything.
Yes. I can't do super long streams anyways. I'm always just like, you know what? I should go on a walk, or I should get some groceries. I don't quite have that kind of endurance for a super long stream as some other people might. But yeah, also, I don't know if somebody else made the opposite day and I never knew about it. Like, I don't know if that would be my type of game, kind of, but I don't necessarily practice what I preach,
Now, I understand. Okay, so I have never played the Stanley Parable, and I understand you were not familiar with the Stanley Parable.
No.
Since Opposite Day, have you gone to check that out?
I have it sitting on my laptop here. I rarely play games on it. So I have seen some things about it, and then they'll do a joke in there where it's like, oh god, that is eerily similar to something I've done. I feel like if I played it, I would just feel like, oh, I've accidentally ripped this game off, and it would make me I would feel like I would need to delete everything in Opposite Day that is remotely similar, because then people would think I ripped it off of that. And I guess me and the creator just have similar ideas. And, again, it's hard to explain to people. Like, are you sure you've never played this? I'm like, no, I'm serious. And they'll be like, no, you're just joking with me. It's very hard to get that across.
You want to continue. You want to be able to continue to say, I have not played it.
I mean, it would be tough if I ran into certain things and be like, this is too similar. I have done bad stuff.
Are you afraid that you might play it and even find things that you planned to do
and scrap
ruined?
them?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I have noticed that a lot in certain, just other Dreams games where it's just like, oh, cool, can't do that anymore. Well, what's funny is I'm working on a kind of Mr. Potato Head style thing with my characters, and I notice on your Mega Penguin thing, you can do a dress up for Mega Penguin, but like that doesn't necessarily mean it's the same thing, but it does make me feel like, well, I don't know, this is kind of similar. Even though how many games have a character customizing thing, so
yeah, it's hardly unique at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Ninja Mike in the chat says Stanley Parable is basically just a subgenre now.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I mean, when I played Opposite Day, because I had never played anything else with that style of gameplay, it felt like, oh, this is a new genre to me. This is something I didn't know that I could be this, that we could just be this personal and direct and weird in these ways, and and have a complete and utter disregard for the fourth wall, and just all these different little bits and pieces that make it feel unique.
The biggest inspiration was a game called Jazz Punk, which is a smaller game, but that one is far more of is far more similar than maybe a Stanley Parable, because it was the easiest to translate into Dreams, this style where you are presented a very silly area, and you walk up to people and engage in a funny dialogue or maybe a mini game. It's very, very similar to Opposite Day. That's my biggest inspiration. You can find Jazz Punk real cheap. It's got very good jokes, and it's the most similar to Opposite Day because it's at the time it was very easy to do that kind of thing in Dreams. So you just have a big space, fill it with things, walk up to the thing, hear some dialogue or something, walk away. It's not hard.
Yeah.
Not hard to construct.
Now, I have to say, one of my favorite features, perhaps my favorite feature of them all, in Opposite Day is Keld mode.
Yes, it's introduced in number 8.
Yes, I feel perhaps the infamy I've gained from Keld mode, that could be responsible for, I don't know, at least some of the Impys behind me. What do you think about that, Mr. Casey-Jones?
Those.
Do you want to move so you can? I want to give you make sure you can see them. See them okay. They're right. There's 1 and 2 and do you see 3? There's.
Is it over there by the by right, the unicorn?
Hold on. It's visual humor for the podcast list. They're right here. Do you see them? Do you see them now? They're
behind you.
A little to my side. I mean, they're a little behind me, but they're to my side.
Like it's by your back.
Here,
You're pointing away from them, is that right? Because I don't see
sorry,
anything in between your hands.
Casey must be on a very small monitor. Hold on, I'm putting on my Impy handling gloves right now.
Okay.
I'm just gonna.
I don't see.
I'm just gonna bring it really, really close to the camera, just so you can. How about now? Do you see it? Do you see the Impy now?
I see some kind of a shiny goldish blur.
That's an Impy. That's
That's
it.
an Impy.
That's it. You're
That's
seeing
one.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. This is what they look. It's just like yours, except if I hit someone over the head with this, I might kill them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the same exact thing, except mine is just more metalish, you know.
Like metal, like.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's kind of more metal, but it's also just more made of metal.
And so the creators of the game, they wanted to give you that just because, or did someone else decide you should have that?
This one, I mean, we can go through all of them if you like, but
okay.
But this one in particular is a favorite streamer, and so a panel of judges actually decided that I am the favorite streamer of the community.
Okay, that's fair. You don't want for that one. You don't want the viewers to decide that. No.
We had that the first year, but
Yeah.
But yes.
Well, that's interesting because this was just given by Media Molecule. You know, just because I'm cool.
Just because you're.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Just because you're.
I didn't need
Yeah.
any of the these other people.
No. I mean, and you know what, Casey? I think I understand. I understand what you're saying, and I can relate because I have the same thing. Because I'm also because I'm also pretty cool guy.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's
fair
got
to say.
the telltale top limp.
Now,
Yeah,
now when you see them side by side, maybe
Wow.
you didn't realize that your Impy is actually bigger than a real one.
Okay, that's
It's
not bad.
significantly I mean, it looks like twice the size. It's pretty gigantic. So yeah,
Dang.
when you snuggle up
did-
with it at night,
Did they give it when we both hit 10,000 followers? Is that why we have these now?
do
I
you
don't remember.
is that it's no, it's not. It's not due to both of our follower count being over 10,000, which they are.
Quintuple digits.
That's yes, that's quintuple. That means 5 digits in excess of 10,000, greater than 10,000 followers. But yeah, which means
Bigger
that,
than a small town.
Combined, we have in excess of 20,000 followers. That's
I work in a small town that has barely 2,000 people. You know, I have 5 times that many followers in Dreams. So yeah, that's cool.
that
And
a-
you do too.
quote from a John Mellencamp song.
You mean John
Yeah.
Cougar Mellencamp?
Want an MP in a small town. It's something like that.
I only know the lyric out sitting outside of Tasty Freeze sucking on chili dogs. That's the only lyric I know. Sucking on chili dogs outside of Tasty Freeze.
The first time I heard that, it was kind of upsetting. I think the visual of sucking down, sucking on,
Yeah.
sucking or slurping chili dogs is
I tend to just
questionable.
eat them.
Yeah, I will. You could gulp them. We could gulp them down.
And then it's kind of been the same problem there.
We could. Yeah, it's a little better,
Yeah.
but yeah, Impy's follower counts. Where were we, Casey? What? Let's see. I do want to find more ways to talk about my Impys and
Yeah.
your
It is your
future
show.
hope. Yeah, here's something that I was thinking about. I think last year your strategy, because you are strategizing, on
Always.
yes, your strategy may have been unfocused, perhaps, right? Now, earlier, like, a year before the nominations, well, I don't know how long before. At some point, I remember you saying you wanted funniest dreamer, Now, I think I said I was going to nominate you for voice acting, perhaps. I ended up nominating you for favorite streamer because I watched a lot of CaseyJones streams last year, and and then I feel like you were campaigning for 3 or 4 different awards, and maybe you're a little too spread out. Maybe you're greater than 10,000 followers didn't know the best way to support you. Are you planning to get more focused up this year? Do you have a new strategy?
Yes, after being nominated for Creator of the Year, you know what I mean. It's just like, I don't know. That's too.
Actually, I
big
don't. I've never been nominated.
Wait, what?
I've not been nominated for Creator of the Year. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was one of the 5 in the first year to be nominated for the best, the tippy top, the number 1 award. This is the award.
That must feel pretty good.
It felt good. Didn't win it. Who cares? But yeah, the one I really want is the funniest, because that's nice, because that's me. That's me doing my thing.
Yeah.
People saying, yes, you did this, you got this. Getting best voice actor, whatever. You were born, so someone was born with a good voice. Whatever. Who cares? You can't do that. No one's born being freaking funny.
Yeah.
You have to.
Here, great DNA. Here's an award. Thanks. That's what an award for best voice acting means.
Baloney.
It's garbage.
It's like, no, you got to
earn
forged
funny.
the funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Through life experiences.
I have also not been nominated for funniest creation.
Were you nominated for Creation of the Year?
In the first
number 2.
year, first year, Art Therapy was nominated for. What did they call it? Game? I feel like no, it was nominated for best gameplay, not Creation of the Year.
Oh. I mean.
Yeah, so no creation of the year, no creator of the year, no funniest. It sounds like there's less overlap than I expected. Yeah.
Yeah.
Casey's stepping on my territory a little with the voice acting nomination.
And helpful.
And
that's kind of.
I don't think I was. Was I nominated for most helpful?
Well, it's hard. It's hard to remember.
We can joke all day, and I don't feel pompous until I go, oh, I don't remember. Was I nominated for that? And then I'm like, oh my God, I sound like such a jackass right now. Well, that's what life is like with 7 Impy nominations. You just tend to forget. Casey wouldn't know. He has 6.
Damn it. But if you weight them, surely the award they give last, that's usually the best. The Oscars, it's Best Picture. That's the one, So that tends to be weighted. When you're nominated for Creator, Artiste, yeah.
So on a weighted scale, you think maybe you've kind of got more nominations than me.
6 is the number 6 is fewer than 7. That's just a mathematical fact.
Yes.
But of those 6, there's some good ones up there.
Yeah, I got to say there is. Well, Casey, I'm rooting for you, and if you're going for funniest creation, I want to make sure I put my support where it's going to count. So anyone who's listening, if you want to support CaseyJones at the Impy, if you want to make his Twitter handle true and no longer an opposite handle. Funniest creation is and opposite day 10 is that.
The official name is Opposite Day X. X is 10 in Roman numerals BTW. No, or is it BTW? X is 10 in brackets TEN in Roman numerals BT or FYI. I don't know.
I can confirm right now it is Opposite Day X parentheses open parentheses capital BTW comma space X means 10 open parentheses 10 close parentheses in Roman numerals comma capital FYI close parentheses. If anyone's searching it, you just type all that in and you'll find it no problem.
Yeah. That kind of also could be nominated for most helpful, because if I just throw an X in there and you don't know Roman numerals, you're like, well, I don't understand what this means. But in the title, I'm instructing you what that X means. That's helpful.
I would say
it's number 10.
It's exceedingly helpful.
Yeah.
If I
And I'm
didn't
teaching
understand that X
Roman.
is 10, if I didn't know that about Roman numerals,
Let's say you don't know the Arabic numerals of 1 and 0. Together, those mean 10, but you know the English word 10, T-E-N. I got you covered there.
oh, I should have brought this menu up at the start of the show. I guess we're just gonna have to go. Oh wow, is it 2:00 already? Well, we're just gonna have to go into a third hour, so that we
Okay.
can, so we can join the Patience Club. I don't think I'm actually. I've been a longtime member of the Explorers Club. It's a badge I wear proudly. But I don't believe I'm actually a member of the Patience Club. I don't recall ever having actually stood on the X for a long time. I have pressed a button 1,000 times. I know I did that. But I have not sat and waited for an hour for something to happen at the beginning of Opposite Day 10.
Fun fact about this menu, you might notice in the corner there, it says, "Hi, Isla. Thank you for being a fan.
Yeah.
I was contacted by someone at Media Molecule who was doing something with a group of younger people, and they said, hey, this one person likes Opposite Day and was wondering if there's going to be another one because number 9 ended in a cliffhanger." And then I said, oh, that's cool. Hey, ask their parents if I can give them a shout out. And it all worked out, and I said, hey, I'm going to put their name in my game. And true to my word, I did.
That's adorable.
So that was that is for one person.
How old is Isla? Do you know?
I think like under 10,
Wow.
probably under 8. I don't know.
Yeah. What is the what is the bottom end of the edge of that the age for Opposite Day fans? I mean, under 10 means you should only be playing Dreams with your parents' supervision.
That's true.
Peggy 12.
Here's a previous guest of this very episode, Apes on Fire, as Connie.
I'm going to bring that audio.
Chad took him to another opposite day. You can
This
use
is
my portals to find him.
Casey as
I
Mikey.
have a walkie-talkie I
Yeah.
can
Mikey,
talk
right?
to you with. Quick, go through the portal behind you.
It says the portal behind me. That means you, Mikey.
Huh?
You see, I broke
Look
the fourth
behind
wall
you.
there.
Oh yeah, the portal behind me.
Something I
I need you to find my dad and
And that is Casey and April, aka Apes on Fire, who we just said goodbye to a short while ago. Do you want to? We're gonna wind it down here soon. Casey, I'm enjoying the chat, but you know, we're getting close.
I got
Getting
pizza
close.
to eat. You know,
Are you good on time right now? Are we?
everything's cool.
I know I told you 2:00, so I don't want to keep you from
Yeah.
any.
2:00 for me is 2 hours from now. So
Oh, perfect. Okay. Maybe you could, maybe you could for maybe you've got any like behind the scenes like insight, director's commentary. That's what I'm looking for.
Yes.
I wonder if in the newest
Uh-huh.
Opposite Day here, Opposite Day. Opposite Day X, BTW X means 10 in Roman numerals, FYI. Maybe we could get a little director's commentary. You could take us behind the scenes.
I might be slightly behind, but if you just sit on a scene, and I can catch up. So you might notice there's a calendar back there. In this particular scene, I've got my living room, which is behind me right now, and we're
Whoa.
kind of seeing this angle actually.
What? Whoa.
We're seeing this angle. We've got the TV that is being shown. Oh no, this is before. So I have swapped my couch and my TV since this was made. So this TV is where that painting is, and that painting is now on the other side. So this is my living room, and you might notice that the calendar back there, it's a certain month.
Yeah, very conspicuous.
That month being
Yeah.
April.
Born in April. Me. I like April.
That's why. There you go.
Is that why
That's
it's on
I
the?
put it there.
Casey, that's sweet of you.
It's just for you.
You know what though? I am insulted because there are only 27 days on your April calendar.
Marked off?
Oh, marked
Or
off. Oh, I see. I see. So you do have my birthday on there. My birthday's the last day in April. So really, it's like 3 days until my birthday. That's what this is about.
Totally separate from that calendar.
Mm-hmm.
I think previous guest on this episode, Apes on Fire, was also born very late in the month of April. Wait a second. Her name is April.
No.
And she was born in April. That's just a coincidence.
Little on the nose.
Your name is not April.
No,
your
it's
name's not April. You were born in April. My
it's
name's
not
not
required.
November.
And there's no.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no month called Mr. Casey Jones.
Yet.
It'll be in the future. We'll replace leap year with the month of mystery. It'll just be an extra month that it lasts one day every 4 years.
I just need a day.
But we'll call it a month.
But the first 1 day only month.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad. I like that.
Well, yeah, I would take that if I were offered it.
So there's some behind.
So April 27th, huh? That's.
I think it's the 28th.
Oh, I see. So it's today.
I think I put 20x crossouts. If I remember.
You put 27 X's.
So that means the day this is taking place would be Apes on Fire's birthday.
Okay.
I will say, for anybody who wants to play this game, there is something, if you wait long enough, that these characters might say to you. It might not be very important. It might be like 10 full minutes. But if you want to wring out the game and get 100% of it, now
every last drop of that opposite day milk.
Yes. As a Impy nominated creator, for Creator of the Year, there's a reason, is because I don't let the player. This should be very conspicuous, conspicuous, spurious, whatever the word is. This is very. You should be like, why am I still being shown this? And these people are not doing anything. Now, to further that, after you've wrung every drop out of this particular scene, I let the player know you've seen everything by closing the curtain. So I got you covered. If you want to stick around and see the good stuff, which probably isn't that good, you can.
How long do you think it takes?
I think it's 10.
10 minutes? Okay, we're moving on.
Yeah. That's for the viewer.
Hello.
Enjoy.
Are you a judge for the Impy Awards, perchance? If so, press square, please. Well, I'd like to say, I'm reading from the wall in Opposite Day 10. I'd like to say, pardon me, but is that a new haircut? It suits you so well. You're looking great today. Sorry, where was I? I'm just so enchanted by your wonderful smile. You're such an attractive person. Oh, yes, I was just going to say that I hope you have a great day. Signed, Mr. Casey Jones. P.S. I'm so clumsy I dropped a stack of cash. My back hurts. Could you pick that up for me? In fact, go ahead and keep it. Yeah, you can just keep that for yourself. No one else needs to know. The cash is implied. Yes, I mean, I can't pick up real cash from dreams, can I?
Well, you're not. You shouldn't have been able to read that because only Impy. Well, then again, is this a scoop on the show?
No. That would mean I'm no longer eligible to win them. That would be terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. I have to look. I've got to break my streak at some point. And after that heartbreak, after I go a year with no Impies, which I mean must be a terrible, terrible experience. Mm-hmm. After that, then I would agree to be a judge.
Yeah, we're going down just a separate little hallway. It's not marked or anything. It's just a little fun little thing. Just I simulate non-Euclidean geometry in it very simply by just. You might notice you take more right turns than you think you should be able to, and get back to the same spot.
I did notice that on my first playthrough when I wasn't also talking to Mr. Casey Jones while playing.
Yeah, just House of Leaves is a good good reference. I love that book. Oh,
I read that book. Thanks for being a member of the Patience Club. Wait, am I in the Patience Club? Oh,
I guess
so
and
I guess we were hanging out here for 10 minutes.
it wasn't quite worth it as promised, but
We didn't get to hear the
it's a
audio on the
little-
stream because I have Dreams muted.
okay. It's just a little, hey, I see you. I know you want something. Well, here you go. Here's a little something. I know you're going to wait to see what's happening. And so not many people do this. I would love for you playing the second level to go in the far right corner. If you're looking at the city, go far to the right in that little corner and look into the sky, where famously at the end of Opposite Day 2,
Famously.
me and Connie laugh at the player. And you get to see this from a different angle.
I'll be
Exactly
honest,
as
Casey,
it was in Opposite Day 3.
I feel a little nostalgic being in this scene. It kind of brings me back to those early Dreams days.
Yeah, where it's kind of fun to now have like things that have dreams that have come out years ago. Like we're getting to that stage, and yeah, it's pretty funny. But yeah, this scene is just exactly as it was. I just put you in a different location.
I forgot that this game was had sort of a walk through Opposite Day past.
Yeah, I wanted to do that for the, it's number 10. It feels like a good, I can look back at the previous entries once I got to 10. War Garble's in this one. And, I might mention to the player, yeah, I changed some things in the look back
Wait,
at some of my previous
So
games.
here I am.
is this Wargarble's voice?
Cool. Yeah,
He's
he
War
just
Garble's voice.
told me I should stand here
So
and wait
in this
for
scene,
him and
the
the player.
church,
Then
where the player gets
marry
married to
them.
me, I just had a green blank puppet as a witness, and I thought, I don't know why I threw it in there. But then I thought, okay, that's an opportunity for me now to have a voice for this person, get a little backstory.
Yeah, it occurs to me that there aren't a lot of human characters in Opposite Day, other than Mr. Casey Jones and this green puppet here. Are there any other human characters aside from maybe the player, if you want to count that?
That is interesting. I think that just comes from my skills as a sculptor, the human form and face and hands and stuff is very difficult for the amateur. And so I think that might be why. But, maybe I just lean into, hey, we're in a video game. We can do whatever we want. What if there's a Yeti? What if there's a weird green pyramid character with sharp teeth? Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Green pyramids are very easy to sculpt, by the way.
As are sharp teeth.
Sharp teeth. You just use triangle, flex.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Angry eyebrows, pretty easy to sculpt.
Easy.
Well, let's move on here. I like that. We're getting to take a walk through old Opposite Day games for our commentary.
And that's I feel like the player deserves it. If you stuck around with me, you're probably going to want to see some of these old games from a different perspective, and maybe you learn, like in this one, in number 5, famously you get married to the player. Well, now in number 10 you learn that it was not an official wedding, just as a fun little thing.
You think that's fun, Casey? You for
I
5
think it's
games
hilarious.
you strung us all along, and we believed that we were part of this new relationship, like probably the first ever. I don't know, polyamorous conglomeration. I don't even know what that means.
Neat
in a
space and
video
digital,
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
then I
bragged
just-
to so many people that I was married to not only Mrs. Keld Jones, but also Mr. Casey Jones. I bragged to a lot of people.
A future congratulations to Mrs. Keld Jones and yourself on the newest member of the Dreams family soon.
Ooh. 5 days till the due date. It is. I'm glad we didn't
Crunch
have to
time.
cancel the show today.
Hey, it worked out. But also,
Yeah.
wouldn't it have been fun to you say, gotta go right now? And then, yeah, that would have been fun.
All right. Well, look, listen. Just between us, I told Mrs. Jones the optimal time to go into labor would be smack dab in the middle of this podcast. That's what I told her. I said there's no better time, for me as a streamer, for you to go into labor, other than in the middle of a show where I figured, Casey Jones, the guy's got a few Impy nominations. He's, in a squishy Impy. But
And you were saying in the pre-show you were going to name the baby after me. Oh,
that was supposed to be that's a secret, Casey.
yikes, sorry.
We'll edit that out.
Cut
Don't
that
worry.
out, yeah.
Don't worry. Wargarble says, just ask the baby to come out. Believe it or not, I have. Multiple times. I like talking to the belly. It's just kind of fun. I didn't see that coming. I didn't think I would, I would regularly be putting my mouth on the belly and saying things. Notre Dame wants a weekly show with the two of us. This is a good dynamic.
Thank you.
Maybe.
Speaking of dynamic, dynamic microphone.
Are you on a dynamic microphone?
I'm on a condenser microphone.
Oh, well, you sound good. I am
Thank
on.
you.
I'm talking into two dynamic microphones right now.
I might not be hearing what the audience is hearing.
You are not. You're hearing a different dynamic microphone from my dynamic duo.
Dynamit.
Yeah, there's no compression on this one. It doesn't have all that sexy like radio slickness that you get on the stream. You're getting the
This is
raw
Radio
Keld.
Keld.
This is unpasteurized Keld Jones coming into your ears.
Get the good stuff.
It feels pretty good. Notre Dame, and I would love to have Mr. Casey Jones as a. We'll find other excuses to get him on here, but I would love to have him on as a co-host one day.
I would not mind being the Ed McMahon if anybody knows what I'm talking about.
You wouldn't mind giving
Yes.
me an oversized check? Is that what you're saying?
Publishers clearing Keld, yeah.
Is that with two Ks? Clearing
Sure.
Keld. Go ahead. You got
Where are
something?
we in opposite day 10 here?
Well, I'm at YSP reception right now.
So I made these robot characters and I thought, yeah, I'll just throw them around here. I like the funny voice and, I just, it's easy to animate. You just put some glow on the mouth. Done. Have a little, entice the character, the player early on. Like, how do you get to the manager's office? I don't know.
Now, do you see in the future any upgrades from the 5000 series, which has dominated the Opposite Day series?
I think it would be fun if I, take some time, make a new robot design, one that's maybe easier on me. But they got the classic robots are pretty good. And of course, I make a reference to. So here's the thing I've learned with Dreams is you can make games that work like games you might find anywhere else on PlayStation or whatever. Maybe more involved games, maybe games that take quite a few hours to play. But I have seen through the magic of Twitch and all that, sometimes when you have this much stuff to experience in Dreams, some people just don't quite have the time or their impatience will be higher. The lure of the various other things you can do in Dreams can be pretty high. So if players get stuck for a much shorter time than they maybe would in a game they paid $60 for,
A much shorter time.
all you got to do is hit options and you're gone.
Yeah.
So what and it kind of works in my favor if, say, I show the player, hey, here's a spot that you can't get to right now. And then maybe I'll just have a character say, hey, walk around till you find a solution. Like, it works. And then later on, I do, once you find the solution, then I have the character say again, maybe you should go back to that one place. Just, it's, if I was nominated for most helpful, and maybe that is a good thing to help. Not so much with the nuts and bolts, how do I make this thing?
Yeah.
But know the audience, which is, obviously there's the people with 10,000 plus followers who are experts at everything that they do.
Everything.
But there's a lot of people out there who are not going to want to deal with whatever you think is good. So the thing I like to stress is don't waste the player's time, just go. But of course, I do have sections where I do waste the player's time, but that is usually off to the side.
Intentfully.
Yes, you can
You
do
are
the
very
main thing.
intentfully wasting our time.
But if you have the explorer bug, then you can. I don't know. That's my little thing.
I'm curious to know, since you're talking about retaining the player. I'm curious if you from going to make. So when you made Opposite Day 1, I'm assuming you had never made a game before, right?
Small little things.
What did you make them in?
Dreams. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I just
mean previous to Opposite Day, I've made a
gotcha.
few little things here and there in Dreams. Yeah.
Before Dreams, you had never made a game,
Zero.
or a piece of software, or anything like that.
Yeah, just like skate park in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, like that kind of stuff.
Halo Forge, that would be mine.
Of course.
I'm curious what you've learned between. You just told us a little bit about trying to be direct. No, what the question I actually wanted to ask is whether you've looked at your scenes play count to see whether you retain players better now than you did in your earlier games. So when I say that for the listener, a dream is made of multiple scenes, or it can be. It doesn't have to be, and so you can look at a dream with multiple scenes that go in a sequence. You can see how many people played the first one and how many people played the last one to see, to get a rough idea of how many people have experienced the whole thing.
Yeah, and I have not done that.
Should we do it right now on stream?
If you want.
I don't know. I'm nervous if neither of us know what we're going to see.
Usually I just go with the played to thumbs up ratio, but it doesn't really influence me. The beauty of Dreams is the individuals usually you can be pardon me, you can be an individual and make individual games. Obviously there's many very quality games made by a team, but if you are an individual and you have your own kind of spin on what kind of games you want, you can do that. And so I guess I'm banking on the people who, hey, if you like my personal style, then you're going to want to see all my stuff. Or if you have been intrigued so far and you want to see, or you want to wring out everything in number 10, you will do so. So I kind of just let it go. Like, hey, I don't need every 100% of Dreamers to play my game. Excuse me. But what I want is if you're in my camp, I'm going to make stuff. I guess what I'm trying to say is it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm going to make the stuff that I want to make, and there are a certain number of people who want to see the things that I want to make. So just kind of, there you go. That's really all I think about.
As opposed to creating for with the intention of casting a wide net.
Yeah, but I still do think about what if you are less of the hardcore fan and you don't want to sit through. So here's a good example. In number 6, Opposite Day 6, which came out before 5, I had very long sections where I am talking to the player, all in rhyme, so it's kind of fun, but you can't do anything. You are stuck watching a thing. And let's say you run into a bug or you get stuck in the environment later on and you have to restart. Well, then you're going to have to sit through all that stuff again.
I think
So I have learned.
I'm having flashbacks, Casey. I believe I've experienced these things in past
Yes.
opposite day games.
Past, and I have learned from that. And what I want to impart is like let the player get to the good stuff, or put the good stuff in front of the player. Make it easy for them to get the good stuff. I see a lot of games where it's your style. You maybe want a really nice intro and a lot of explanation, a big wall of text on here's how to play this game, but just always know that it's very easy for the player to just, I'm out. I'm going to check something else out.
Yeah.
And but then conversely, if you make games like you want to make and the player also likes that, they're going to want to stick with that ride. So it's a little tricky, but what I try to do is say you don't want to sit for 10 minutes over here. You don't have to. Here's the exit, shining. Here's the next part. Go if you want.
Yeah. If you want to engage in this silliness, here it is for you. If you don't have the patience.
I'm not going to hold you prisoner. Keep short and sweet is usually my default. Like, just I just want to get things over with.
Oh.
And I cut out a ton of dialogue. If things start getting to be like 1 minute, that's a long time in Dreamsland.
It's a long time for someone to sit and sort of passively take something in without without adding a bunch of animation or a bunch of stuff that takes a whole lot of work, for sure. Yeah. Now, we just saw a spider leap into a vat of, what is this purple substance?
We later learn, and anybody who hasn't played Opposite Day 10, take your headphones out. We later learn that this is the core of a red crystal, which is introduced previously in the series. It's got a purple sugary core, which is the the main ingredient in the synthetic Yeti soda pop. Once they transition from milking actual Yetis, oh my gosh, it just gets so crazy. But
this is why we're going here.
We have a spider that was made by ApesOnFire. She made it on stream, and she did a funny. She just did a voice. I'm a spider. Here I go. I'm jumping, wee. And
let's hear that again. But I want you to really commit to the impersonation.
Okay, so she is from England, so
the land of Eng.
And she does speed it up, so it's a bit higher pitch. Okay. Red leather, yellow leather. I'm a spider. Here I go. I'm jumping, wee.
Bravo.
So it's almost identical to that.
I thought April had come back from dinner for a moment there.
And I remember, I think I was in chat and I said, I'm going to put that in the next Opposite Day if you publish this. And true to my word, I did. But because of that, I thought, that would be a good reason for the player to need to go to the manager's office to complain. Like, there's bugs in the ingredients. It's just kind of, it's freeform. That's what Dreams is all about. You don't have to, you're not making games that take months, or, excuse me, you of course can. I'm not making games that take years and years to create. I'm just winging it here. And because of Dreams, you're just in edit mode. You just, okay, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna change this around. It's just easy. So throw the spider in there.
Yeah, it's very improv.
Yes.
I feel like the way your games come together must be.
Yeah, if you all knew how late in the process some of the best parts or the funniest parts or the most story heavy parts came in the process of making the game, you might be shocked. Like in Opposite Day 9, there is the food court, which is a courtroom for food. I think it's funny, and that was the last thing I did because I had a voice that I wanted to use for, I don't know who this person would have been, dense tense. I couldn't quite get a hold of whoever this dent is, and so I thought,
A dentist was that?
Dentist.
Dentists can be very hard to get a hold of.
Yes. It's going to be very hard coming up soon with Halloween, you know.
If you became an expert on Tom Dent, do you think it would be fair to call yourself a dentist?
Ah, I think so.
Or is that more like
Anyways.
a follower of anyway, moving on.
Dentiste. So I then had so it's set in a mall, and so I had an entire storefront empty, and just I thought, what does a mall need? Food court. Okay, that sounds like a court of law. Blah blah blah. These things can be late in the process, and some things I've written down that I want to put in. You know, there's probably stuff in number 10 that I've wanted to put in since whatever.
Have you thought about? Do you feel constrained by opposite day? Have you thought about just starting something with no connection and just running with it?
Yeah, I have done that a few times.
I mean, something like, I guess I know
sure.
you've done things that aren't opposite day. It's not all you
Yes,
do
yes,
in
yes.
dreams. I'm curious if you've thought of taking a similar approach, doing
Mm-hmm.
something in a similar style that's not opposite day.
Yes, there's some like, what if I want to do maybe an escape room style game? Doesn't have to be thematically tied to opposite day. Maybe a horror game. Try my hand at that. Yeah, I've thought about various avenues to go down, just whatever strikes my fancy. But to be honest, the big thing is I don't quite have the time I used to have in dreams. Busy at work, and you know, my weekends were the real big get my work done on dreams. But then as normal day job gets, you know, more involved, the weekends I want to relax a bit. So yeah, relax in a different way than make dreams. Dreams creation can be very relaxing, but
Yeah, it can go.
You know.
It can go any which way,
yeah.
for sure.
But yeah, I used to definitely have big bouts of big time set aside to just like, I'm just gonna get the moves out and just work on something. But
You do Photoshop editing for
That's
your
right.
for your job.
There's
So
a
does that leave a lot of
skateboard-
time to think about?
Yeah, I do. It's I can think of things all day while I'm at work, but you know, to get the hands-on time in dreams
yeah.
is less these days. But
You said the word skateboard. What were you? What
I
did I
work for
cut
a
you off?
skateboard retailer.
Oh, really?
They sell skateboards, snowboards, various clothing and shoes in the skateboarding
That's pretty hip.
style, whatever you want.
So are you photoshopping like e-commerce images?
Yeah, for our own website. We,
I used to
you know,
do
have
that
different.
myself.
Yeah, we've got a style, and we shoot a lot of stuff in house, and so yeah. But I do not skateboard, so I'm a bit of a poser.
You never have?
I don't have the balance.
That's funny. I think I in my mind, Casey, you have had a background. You have skated. I mean, I think it's because you showed off some pictures of yourself from, I don't know, high school era. You showed them off on stream one time.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
believe that there was no, like, my brain could not calculate seeing that person not skateboarding.
I fit into the punk style, but I'm a bit of a Casey phony, I guess.
Mr.
You
Casey Phonesy.
Yeah, poses and pones. No, but you know, so what if I can't balance on a skateboard? That doesn't mean I can't work at a place where I edit skateboard images.
What
Does it?
do you like to do with your body?
Is this Keld's Keep Dreaming After Dark?
It's very bright out where I'm at, but it's dark in my heart. Was that?
What do I like to do with my bike? I like a good bike ride on a summer day. We've got here in Oregon, we've got some
No,
nice
Casey,
outdoors.
That's Oregon.
Oregon. No,
Oregon.
Oregon.
Yeah, that's how the locals say it.
Oregon. We've got some nice outdoors. We've got a lot to enjoy, and so I like riding my bike along the river on a nice summer day. That is a fun thing to do.
It sounds
We've got a
lovely.
lot of river bike paths. Not to see any cars for, I can ride my bike for half an hour, not see a car. It's pleasant.
I want to visit your neck of the woods up in Oregon someday.
Uh-huh.
Someday. Seems lovely.
Yeah. I love it because, as I say, I'm about an hour and a half away from the mountains, hour and a half away from the ocean, hour and a half away from the desert. Like, it's fun to have a lot of stuff around me.
That's lovely. Casey,
Yes.
I want to let you go soon. I think we should pick one more topic
One more time.
One more topic to hit on
The Outer Wilds.
before we wrap it up. Oh, do you want to talk about the Outer Wilds?
There's a new DLC.
Do you love the
that
Outer
just came
Wilds?
out.
You haven't played it yet, have you?
Oh, I've beaten it. There's a new DLC.
Oh, you
and I
already played it and
the bit-
beat it? Give me your. Give
Not
me
the
your.
DLC. Sorry.
Oh, okay. But you played Outer Wilds and beat it.
Yes,
Outer Wilds was probably my favorite game from last year.
I have convinced previous guest of this episode, Apes on Fire, to play, and even before this stream, this very podcast recording, we have enjoyed a bit of Outer Wilds. She's getting through it. Just discovered some knowledge of a quantum nature, which will help her in her search for something. Very excited.
That game was so good. And it was so good that when I think about that game, one of the first things that I think about is how bad I felt the one time I looked up a puzzle solution. There was just, okay, light spoilers for the next like 20 seconds. There's a planet where it sort of fills up with sand, right? And
Yes.
and I found this room that I could not navigate through, and I tried all these different ways to navigate through, and you just had to wait. You had to be there at the right moment. The game is a time loop. You had to be there at just the right moment for the sand to be at the right level to walk over the spiky plants. And when I looked up, after I looked up the solution, I just face palmed so hard, and I thought, I've done this game has been so satisfying. Why did I give up there? Why, YouTube?
Yes.
Why?
The previous guest of this episode, Apes on Fire, it's fun to watch her because we played The Witness together, and
Ooh.
she breezed through that.
Yeah?
So I knew she would like this. She did that particular part. She just approached it and just went through that entire thing. Just upon first seeing it, just boom, 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 all the way through. That is something I was not able to do.
That stretch of the game, I remember being slow for me.
It's fun to watch because she's able to get things faster than maybe I did in my playthrough.
Well, that's pretty cool. Outer Wilds. Definitely a thumbs up. Is
If
there
you
anything?
like the Outer Wilds, you might like the DLC.
I'm sold. I'm trying to not get spoiled on it because I've heard nothing but good things, and like it's a chunk of hours it takes to complete it.
It's gonna be
Yeah, personally, I love exploration and I love puzzles, and you don't often get like top-notch both of those in the same game. Like the puzzles are amazing, the exploration is amazing, and just the way you get around in that game, like the gravity functions like real gravity. So when you're traveling between planets in your little spaceship, at first you're going to be accelerating and accelerating, going, all right, yeah, I'm getting there. And then you realize, you just keep accelerating. Like if you keep your foot on the
Newton.
gas, there's nothing to slow you down. And so you realize, I'm going too fast. And you either end up crashing headfirst into the planet because you can't slow yourself down, or you realize quickly that autopilot function they give you, really useful for traveling a long distance. It's so good.
Yes, love it.
All right, back to dreams for our closing topic.
Dreams. Oh yeah, dreams.
I want to ask you about a collab here called Bear Story 10 Zombie Bears.
Oh,
Can
love
we
it.
can we get into Bear Story 10 before we wrap this up?
Chuckle Fun, the creator extraordinaire, popped into a stream one time and just said, "Hey, I made a game. It's called Bear Story. Not one of my streams, someone else's." And we played it and loved it. And it was very early on. And I could see the potential, let's say. I could see the potential there. And I thought, you know what? I'd love to help this dreamer out, who we now know is a Scottish gentleman, Chuckle Fun, and the universe of Bear Story. You've got Mr. Bear, you've got Mrs. Bear, you've got Evil Lord Power, I mean, Jolly Bear, Mrs. Happy Bear, this lovely cast of characters. And I thought, you know what? I wonder if he needs any, maybe he wants to know how to do a certain little thing. And so I said, hey, I'd love to help on your next Bear Story game. Whoops. And he said, sure. So we had this nice collab and got Notre Dame to do the zombie zapper. We got Wargarble to do the zombie bear, various other voices from the Dreams community. It's been a real thing, and we got the game. I told Chuckle Fun, I will get your game on the Media Molecule stream. He's a big fan of Dreams. It's a high honor to be on the Media Molecule stream, and I said I'm gonna get you on there. So we used some of my skills and Chuckle's skills. Everyone else helped out a little bit, and I think we made a fun little game.
Oh, I like that intro. Bear City.
Yeah, the main thing I noticed was Chuckle had a new scene for every title. Here's Bear Story. Bear City. Introduce the city. That would be in one scene. And I said, my particular skill is having titles just fade right into the gameplay. And so I said, I can do that part, and you just write it, and there you go. So it's a great collab. One of my favorites.
There's a lot of narrative in this. Who else doing voices? In
ApesOnFire here, previous guest of this episode. Me, I'm doing Mr. Yellow Bear. And
not creepy at all.
I do Mr. Bear. And I do Mr. Jolly Bear. I do a lot of voices. Chuckle does Evil Lord Power. We've got an Australian text-to-speech program as Mrs. Bear.
Oh, yeah, because you didn't know any real Australians, obviously.
There's no Australians in the Dreamiverse. It's
zero.
In the Dreams community. There's not one.
I heard the game is actually banned in Australia, and that's why.
Yeah.
Because it had a negative impact on the marsupials. Not sure about the details.
Also, the servers they tried to set up is just infested with spiders instantly. So.
Yeah, spiders, and then I heard the servers just didn't work when installed upside down.
Oh yeah, that's the thing you forget about. Everything is upside down. You can't just plug something into the wall to get power. You need an upside down plug.
Yeah.
So.
Now, fortunately, don't confuse that with everything being opposite. In Australia, if you want power, you need to plug it in, not unplug it.
Yes.
It's just the plug is going to be completely upside down, as will you.
Yeah. And you can't just twist your wrist when you're plugging it in to turn it upside down. It needs to be constructed that way.
Yeah, does not work. Everything needs to go through a special inverting process. It's very costly. And it makes sense why there are 0 Australian dreamers.
Yes, and inverting is different than opposite, so that's also to consider.
Yes, otherwise Keld Beyond's mode would be called opposite mode.
Yes. Hey, how do you feel about that Keld Beyond's mode? Has anybody else ever made a mode in their game that is your name?
Well, I believe you're the only person to have that distinction. Can I be real with you though, Casey? Can I be real? Do I have your permission to be?
Yeah.
In Opposite Day 10, I think you've made an improvement by making the invert process automatic. I must submit that is a nice improvement. It's probably just a little better for your game overall, but it makes me slightly disappointed that Keld Beyond's mode is no longer a thing. I know I still have Keld's Corner. There's still a corner of the world just for me, and that makes me feel very special. But I think that we will always look back fondly on the era of Keld Beyond's mode. I will.
I will say that in this is any game that has an invert Y look. When you are inverting from it's called normal. That should be outdated.
That's offensive.
But let's say you have push up to look up. Let's say maybe we'll call that MrCaseyJones mode, whatever.
Perfect.
So a lot of games start with that. Well, anytime in any game that you change the option, you are now in Keld Beyond's mode. It's not just in my games; it's every other game. So
wow,
that's something.
So when I play Destiny, and I'm playing inverted, I'm actually playing Keld Beyond's mode.
That's right.
How do you think would be the way to go about petitioning Bungie or whoever for getting that implemented in the menu?
Maybe once you get a couple more impies, they'll take notice.
Oh, man, you think 3 is enough? Like you would think by the time you've got 3 impies on your mantle, you could get anything you want. But no, it turns out I still have to wipe my own butt, like all of you, I assume.
Whoa. Speak for yourself.
Oh, do you have help for that?
I just don't do it.
Oh, you just shower every time you poop? Is that what?
Who says I even? Who says I need to excrete waste?
Wow. So that's like taking my shit don't stink to a new level, I think.
Mm-hmm.
My shit actually don't exist.
Yeah, I don't have that to stink. So
is your body just more efficient than that of
efficient.
normal
no waste.
people? 100. Wow. MrCaseyJones' body operates at 100% efficiency. This is getting deep. I mean, I've played this before, but I forgot how much story is here. Can you walk us through what we're seeing right now?
Evil Lord Power has shot his magic into the sky, which causes the people to be risen from the dead, bears to be risen from the dead. And we've got our resident scientist and pizza parlor owner, Mr. Jolly Bear, who's created a serum that Mr. Bear needs to get into the sky somehow. Mr. Bear's a smart bear. He knows fireworks. Fireworks shoot up into the sky. You just put some of the red lightning serum into the fireworks and it shoots up into the sky. Problem solved. And he saves the day. Boom. Just like that.
Oh wow! I mean, you didn't have to. You didn't have to spoil the ending. Like we could have left it. We could have left a little mystery there. But you know what? It's still worth a play. It's still worth a play because there's a lot of rich character development, and
in fact,
and many bears.
As we were talking, the detours for the player to find stuff off the beaten path. You passed one big one in this very level. So, there's stuff.
What?
There's stuff for people to find. This is a true collab.
I missed something here?
It's got a little Chuckle, got a little Casey.
I'm going back.
Similar to like Reese's. Chuckle's the peanut butter, I'm the chocolate.
You got CaseyJones in my Mr. Chuckle fun. Oops.
Ooh.
Mr. Chuckle Jones?
Ooh.
Yeah, what do you call it?
I don't know.
Oh, is it just right? Was it right behind me?
Yeah. That's your fault for just thinking, oh, I better go straight.
Man. Can I get in there or is it...
You should be able to walk through the door.
I know. Oh, no.
Mm.
Oh, good. There we go. What are you doing here? You need to get that red lightning serum in the clouds. Evil Lord Power equals MrCaseyJones ? It says in this secret room.
Wow.
E equals MC Baird.
Yep.
Oh, I love it. Well, I have played.
My contribution.
I have played most, if not all, of the Bear Story games, and I would highly recommend them.
That's great.
And
Do the same.
Mr. Casey Jones, I think it's time for me to let you get to your pizza and your
Oh, yum.
Outer Wilds DLC maybe and what have you.
Yes.
Is there any message you want to leave people with? Anything you want to plug? Any place you want to send people in particular?
I stream sometimes, not always dreams. Sometimes I just want to get an hour of Apex Legends in there, you know. But hey, I was nominated for most helpful, and I want to continue that. I want people to come to me if you have something. Maybe I know how to help you with the dreams conundrum you may have. Just pop in, say, hey, how do you do this? I'll see what I can do.
He really is pretty helpful. If
I
you're just a tiny bit courteous, you could get him to do pretty much whatever you want.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's a real pushover. You should definitely go to his stream and try and take advantage of him.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I have Robot Lady, and it's fun to mess with that. So
it is fun. It is a lovely stream, and you can check the show notes. We'll have a link to that, and also links to where you can check out this show on YouTube after the fact, on Spotify and other places where podcasts are heard, and
don't forget our previous guest.
Yes,
I'm sure there's links there for Apes on Fire.
Oh, there will be. You bet there will be. And I would like to thank our previous guest again, Apes on Fire, and Mr. Casey Jones. Thank you so much, Casey, for taking the time today and having a silly chat. It has been a delight.
Thank you. I love this podcast. It's going to be huge. If it's not, it is already. And congrats on a certain new member of the Beyond's household any day now.
We'll let you know. Yeah, I'm still checking the mail to see when I get a little baby fez from you. But yeah, we might have to order one of our own. So on that note,
some measurements. Yeah.
It's been a lovely day, everyone. Thanks for hanging out in chat, and until next time, keep dreaming.